Good morning, guys. So this video is designed to introduce you to the concept of outlining, which is the course that we had to move online as a result of the weather that we had a couple weeks ago. So I'm just going to make a quick video going over what I would have talked about in class that day so that you can watch it, and then I will explain the assignment. So this outlining assignment is designed to help you review the material from Creating Anglo-America. Basically what we've been talking about in Unit 1. There have been a couple of things involved in the creation of the colonies up to the point where we've gotten. So we've been talking about this idea of the encounter between the Americas and Europe primarily. In our next class, we'll be bringing Africa into that equation as well and talking about the impact that it had on the colonies themselves. But all of this has been leading up to a larger point, which is the creation of something called Anglo-America. There's a way in which the colonies, which began as English colonies, over the course of colonial development, became less and less English and more something else. What that something else was still to be determined. It was something that we collectively kind of refer to as American. But at this stage, in the late 17th and early 18th centuries, the colonists living in the New World weren't fully English. They weren't fully American yet. They still had connections and ties to England. They were still largely English in origin, but they lived very different lives, particularly those who were second generation, third generation colonists, people who'd been born in the colonies. And that would be a really important step in the path to the American Revolution, which is, kind of the story that we're building towards. So one of the things that I want you to think about is how the development of the colonies, the reasons for their founding, the ways that they developed, the regional diversity that we've been talking about, led to the creation of something kind of new, something unique. So to review that, we're going to be practicing, or to help you review that, we're going to be practicing outlining skills. Outlining is something that you will have to do a little bit later on in your course project in step 4. So we're going to talk about how to make an argument in history, and then also how to outline that argument in a standard format. So when you make a historical argument, there are 3 basic components, 2 really important components that make up the 3rd component. So the first is a thesis. That is a direct statement of an argument. The second important part of any argument is the evidence that you harness in support of that argument. And then the third is the organization of that argument, how you fit the various pieces together. So an outline allows you to put all of those 3 pieces together without writing a full rough draft. I still recommend using a rough draft, but you can consider this outline sort of your first rough draft, getting your ideas together, seeing how they fit, seeing how they work. Then you can start writing out the argument, and then you can clean up the argument. It takes one of the full draft stages out. So when you think about outlining, there are a few key components, 3 basic components of an outline. There's the introduction, which includes a hook, background, and thesis statement. So what is a hook? A hook is basically what gets your reader interested. You want to make some provocative or interesting statement about the past to get them interested in what you're about to argue. The background is any background historical information that they need to have in order to understand your argument. So background for this particular assignment, for this particular question, will involve things like the establishment of the English colonies in the New World, the regional diversity of the New World. All of these things will help your reader understand the argument that you're actually going to make. And then there's your thesis. And a thesis is a clear, concise statement of what you're going to argue and a brief preview of how you will argue it. So it's a statement that clearly establishes what you're planning to argue. It's important to note here that a thesis statement is never, ever, ever a question. It is a statement of your argument, and then a sense of how your argument will take shape. The next part of your introduction includes body topics. These are the meat paragraphs of your essay. This is where you establish a topic statement, you explain the topic statement, and then you offer evidence for that explanation or that key point. So each body topic will have a topic statement, and then you'll have key points that make up the argument. That's the organization of your argument. And then evidence supporting each of the key points. And then finally, evidence should be specific and accurate, not vague or general statements. So you're going to want to pull out very specific points that prove your overall argument as you harness your evidence. The two strongest words in history argumentation are "for example." And then finally, you have your conclusion. A conclusion includes a restatement of the thesis as well as a statement of the significance of your argument, what difference it made, so that your reader is left knowing why you made that argument. So why the argument or topic matters, why your audience should care. So what you're going to be doing, and you're welcome to work in groups if you want, but since we were forced to give up class time, you'll be doing this online. And what I want you to do is to outline. Don't write the full essay, but outline the reasons for the English settlement in the New World. In that outline, you want to make sure that you discuss at least 2 push factors and at least 2 pull factors. You will format it using this model. So if we go into, daily learning modules, creating Anglo-America, I have an outline format for you to follow. It shows you what it should look like. So if we download that and open it up for you, an outline format should look like this. So the outline that you turn in by the 25th should look like this, and the outline that you turn in for step 4 of your course project should look like this. You'll see that it starts with your introduction, and then you've got your hook or attention-grabbing opening, your background information, your thesis statement. Then you'll have your body topic, topic statement, key point evidence, and then a transition. You repeat that for as many body topics as you have, and then move into your conclusion where you restate what you've proven and discuss the significance. So what I want you to do is to follow this model and outline an answer to this question. You will submit your answer or submit your outline to the Dropbox that I've created, and then I will give you feedback on it before the first exam. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or give me a call, and I will address them to the best of my ability. Otherwise, good luck and happy outlining.